All right, y'all. So in this lesson, we're going to be looking at the difference between permutations and combinations. In this video, specifically, I'll be talking about permutations, and then my second video, we'll be talking about combinations. You'll also want to watch a video that I've linked on Canvas that talks about how do you do permutations and combinations in your calculator. It's going to be a lot quicker than this, but this video will give you the background for what's going on behind the scenes. So let's get started. A permutation is a unique arrangement in which the order matters. So the order matters. For example, if we're looking at these letters, A, B, C, and D, I can put these in a bunch of different orders. Let's just say I'm picking two of these letters. So if I said pick two letters, okay, so I could say A, B, A, C, A, D. Okay, and I could say B, A, B, C, B, D, C, A, C, B, C, D, D, A, D, B, D, C. So all of these are distinct groups because the order matters. A, B is different from B, A, even though they have the same letters. Now, with something simple like this, it's pretty easy to tell how many of each there are. But when we get more complicated, we want to know how to do this just in general, and that's going to save us some time. So let's think about how many different ways can we arrange the top four runners in a 15-person race. So suppose that no one's finished yet, and we've got 15 options for first place, okay? Once that first place is taken, so one person has taken first place, that means there are now 14 people left that could come in second place. Okay, now first and second are taken care of. There should be 13 spots left for third place, and so on. There's 12 spots left for fourth place. So the number of possible permutations is the number of first place possibilities, and then we decrease it by 1 times second place possibilities times third place times fourth place. Okay, sorry, my pen just decided to stop writing for a second. Well, when I take these numbers and I put them into the calculator, I can take 15 times 14 times 13 times 12. I get a big number. That's going to be 32,760. That's the number of possible permutations of this race. Now some notation. This notation here, NPR, means in choices taken R at a time. So that means we're taking, so 11P15 would mean we're taking 11 choices 5 at a time. Okay, 11 choices, 5 at a time. So what that does is we're going to say 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. So there's 5 times that I went through this. So I'm going to do 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. going to get a big number as well, 55, 440. And that's the permutation of 11, choose 5. Okay, our next example, we've got 8, choose 6 for our permutation. So we're going to start with 8, and we're going to count down 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, and we're going to stop there because now we have 6 times that we've chosen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have our answer, which is 8 times 7, 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, which is 20,160. Now, I would like you to try the next two and see if you can get the answer. Pause the video and unpause it when you have it so you can check yourself. Okay, so 7 choose 4 would be 7 times 6 times 5 times 4, which would give us 7 times 6 times 5 times 4, which would give us 840. And 29 choose 3 would give us 29 times 28 times 27. 29 times 28 times 27. So hopefully you can start to see the pattern here, that we're starting from the top number and we're just decreasing it every time by 1 for however many numbers there are on the right. That should give us 21,924. So let's see, how many ways can 6 runners be arranged into a 4-person relay team? So this would be a 6 choose 4 situation. That would be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, which would give us 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, which would give us 360. Hopefully you got the same answer on that. And then the rest of these are just more examples. So if you need to, keep checking these. I'm going to go ahead and finish these out. So pause the video before each one if you need to check. Otherwise, go ahead and go on to the next video. So a 9-player batting order from 15 players. Batting order matters. So that's 15 times 14 times 13 times 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And we put this into our calculator. 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. Which is a big number. It's a big number. I got 1,816,214,400. Now these next two questions might be a little bit different because it gives us how many ways can this be lined up in a row or arranged in a row, but it doesn't say of how many we're choosing. So this time we're going to assume that we're taking all of them. So how many ways can we line up 5 students? It's going to be 5 choose 5. So we're going to take 5 students. There's 5 choices for the first, then there's 4, and then there's 3 left, and then 2 left, and then 1 left. And this will give us once we calculate 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, we get 120. We do the same thing with the ways that books can be arranged on a shelf. 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So 7 times 5 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which gives us 5,040. This last question, we have some company needs to fill 3 spots. 8 people apply. How many ways can they hire 3 of them? That means it's 8 people applying, choosing 2 of them, and the order matters. So we can hire the first person, hire the second person, hire the third person, because they're all different positions. That's going to be 8 choose 3, which gives us 8 times 7 times 6. 8 times 7 times 6, which is 336. Hope this video was helpful. In the next video, again, I said we're going to be talking about combinations, which are different from permutation because the order does not matter.